Hey, what's up, guys? It's Chris, your boy, and I'm gonna watch a little video here that I saw on. I think someone else was criticizing it or doing a reaction video to it about this guy who lost his job to AI, and I just wanted to watch it and see what it was all about. Have not watched it yet, but he does. I guess probably because other people have criticized it. And so he clarified some things here. So let me just read this first before I watch the video. Hi, everyone. I wanted to clarify a few things from the video. English isn't my first language, so if it seems like I contradicted myself or used the words quit and lost my job interchangeably, it's because I wasn't super focused while speaking and made some errors, okay? That's fine. I'm Lebanese, and after I left my job, my family had some savings, and my brother and sister found work. This support allowed me to pursue my passions without the immediate pressure of finding another job. I understand how fortunate and privileged I am to have had their support. Also, the events I discussed spanned over 2 years, but for the 3 to 4 years before that, I was solely responsible for paying all the bills and taking care of my family. I also want to clarify that I will not be continuing to learn 3D modeling. The reason I initially started with 3D modeling was to aid my game design skills, but I realized both of these jobs can be automated by AI. Therefore, I'm now focusing on opening my own business and working on my YouTube channel. I think that's really good. Like, yeah, I think everybody should do that, but I'm biased, so. But I think everybody should open a business and create their YouTube channel and center your YouTube channel around your business, or your YouTube channel becomes your business. You know, I'm also planning to learn something that won't be replaced by AI. See, this guy's smart though. Like, this guy sounds smart with what he's talking about here. So let's read a couple of these comments before I start watching it. The real lesson: never quit your job until you have another one. Yes, even if you hate it. So I don't know. It sounds like maybe he quit and now he's like jobless. Maybe that's the case. So we'll find out once we watch the video. Everyone is in the same position. They just haven't suddenly realized it yet. Can my job be outsourced to AI? Not really, because I'm shooting content for my company that I work for. I'm shooting content and uploading it to social media. AI cannot go out and shoot video on jobs. I work on like a company that does like construction type stuff. So AI can't really go out there and shoot the footage yet. Like they don't have robots that can do that yet. So I'm probably safe for a while there. And then I edit it, process it, put it up, put the captions, do all that stuff. So like a lot of that can be automated to an extent, like creating captions. Well, not even that. Like you want to create unique captions and copy that still requires humans, because AI kind of sucks with captions. It's like, it sounds like AI. Although that might get better over time. But so no, I don't think my particular job can be. It can be like AI can support what I do. All the best, brother. I can relate to you. I lost my marketing job too recently. So fortunately, I do content creation. But I'm sure there's a lot of what I do can be automated by AI. AI can generate 3D models instantly in Blender with Python codes. Consider this YouTube career a hobby. Get a real job and stop quitting at things. That's why you're in the current position you're in. At your age, I recommend a trade like electrician or plumbing.
Hey guys, in this video I want to share how I lost my job as a copywriter to AI. And I was one of the first people to
Oh, so
actually...
he's a copywriter. So, I mean, yeah, I would imagine that you can have AI create good copy. Whether it does or doesn't now at the moment, you can like create good instructions, you know.
I feel like I was one of the first people to lose their jobs to AI. And it's so stupid because on one side I love AI so much, and on another side it's completely destroyed my life and took everything from me. So there's that, I guess.
But at the same time, he's young, and every now and then some sort of technological advancement replaces many people's jobs. So he just happens to live during one of those times.
But what I want to say is like...
So I mean, he's right in a way that, like, yeah, maybe it has quote unquote destroyed his life or whatever, but at the same time, it hasn't, because you just learn a new job, right? You just learn a new career.
I was foreshadowing this for quite some time. Here's some context. So I was studying computer science in college, and I remember taking an AI class, and immediately after that class, I just dropped out of college. So we took what AI is, what its potentials are, what it's being used for, and what it can do in the future. And I remember thinking, oh, you can teach a computer how to write code. Cool, but like, how am I gonna be useful as a coder if the computer can't write code by itself? And I was like, I don't know how long this will take to happen, maybe 5 or 10 or 20 years, but at some point I'm gonna be out of a job if I keep doing this. So I quit. And before that, I was studying graphic design. And
honestly, that sounds smart. So like the guy that was like, stop quitting, but like at the same time, maybe you should quit something if you look into the future and go, is this going to be something that's even around in 5 years? So that sounds kind of smart to me. Like, and I've been thinking about this recently too. I've been like, in fact, that's why I'm doing a lot of what I'm doing now. The same thing as him is working on my YouTube channel and that stuff, because I know I'm going to want alternatives in the near future with all this AI stuff. So, and you know, I was doing photography, which I can still do photography, but at the same time, video has taken over photography for the most part. To an extent, anyway, to an extent. So, in other words, I'm just looking at options. And so I kind of agree with him here as far as like, look into the future and be like, is my job going to be around in a few years?
And I went into computer science thinking that's a bit more logical and stuff. But then I just dropped out of college. So, but you know what I thought? I thought, okay, maybe you can teach your computer how to write code, but you can never teach it how to be creative. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah. So the thing with creativity is like everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are like, well, AI can't be as creative as a human. Humans will always be creative, and there's always going to be a place for humans because we are the ones that are creative. But if you think about it, what is creativity? Creativity is, in the world, there are many different what's the word? There's different things. There's different like things that you can take, and variables, different variables, like millions of variables, that when you combine them, it creates something unique. And that's what creativity is. So like a painting is, you can use different kinds of mediums, different kinds of paint. You can paint on different kinds of things, and then you can have different styles. And so if you combine all these things in different skill level, then you will create something unique. But you can just feed all those variables to a computer, to AI, and then it can spit out something unique too. So I think that over time it'll get better, but AI can be creative, quote unquote, because it can take a bunch of variables and create something unique. So maybe that's not all creativity is, but I think for the most part it is. It's like taking different variables and adding them together into a unique thing.
So whenever GPT-3 came out, I remember my boss, my CEO, posting something on LinkedIn about how he prompted it to write something, and it wrote it, and it did a great job. And literally the next day, I stopped receiving tasks from this company, who for the past 2 years, I've been receiving an insane amount of tasks every day. And I also happened to be the sole breadwinner for my family, so I had that to worry about, but I wasn't really worried because I was good at my job, and I knew the company needed me. I was the only copywriter there, so it was kind of like, a done deal. And then GPT-3 happened, and I remember seeing it and thinking, well, this is pretty good for what it is, but I'm not sure it can replace me yet, but I kind of thought it might.
Who decides to be a copywriter? Like, that's never been like something that's appealed to me, is to go into copywriting.
And then I just stopped receiving any tasks, and like a couple of weeks after that, they just let me go. They were like, oh, you're still here? so yeah, and
wow.
I remember feeling like, okay, it's fine. It's not the end of the world, even though deep down I knew it was. And I was like, I'll just find another job. And I did find another job. And ChatGPT wasn't an issue. They hired me. But everything I'd write and send them, they would send to ChatGPT to comment on, and then send it back to me. And at first, I'd work on like the comments myself. But like next, I started sending their comments from ChatGPT to my ChatGPT, and it would reply to those comments and send it back and forth.
Oh my gosh.
ChatGPT's talking to each other. Like, I swear to God, it was like there's no people at that company.
So that's funny, but like the thing is, that's kind of where we're headed. Like with these what do you call them? These what are they called? They're like where they can do multiple things. There's a word for them. They've been talking about them recently with the AI managers, AI agents. Agents. They're called agents. So where they can do multiple things all at once, right? So instead of giving a bunch of instructions, it can figure it out on its own. So, so you're gonna have agents, which are gonna be basically a representation of a human that can do potentially one task, like create create copy for all these posts for the next year, and it'll know to reference information from the business, so the website. Maybe you pre-feed it information. It'll know to go and look up, okay, what are all the posts that that we're gonna do over the next year or potentially do. Maybe you pre-create them, or maybe it does its own research, and then it creates them based off of its research and stuff. So that's agents, I believe. So anyways, like, we're gonna have agents communicating with other agents, right? So like one company's AI agent will be communicating with another company's AI agent. So kind of what he's just talking about now that is kind of where we're headed.
Point is, I ended up quitting that job because I just absolutely hated it. It was horrible. And today, I actually regret leaving that job because it was my last job. And ever since then, I've been applying to hundreds, if not thousands of jobs and getting nothing. No freelance work, no full-time, part-time contract, nothing. Just, it's gone. Everyone I talk to is obsessed with automating everything, with getting rid of their marketing team and just having AI.
Yeah, so I wonder if I'm going to get replaced. I should probably look into this. But the thing is, like, I wonder what jobs he works at, because, like, my company wants, at least right now, they want visual content, but they want, like, photos and videos. So, like, how would that be replaced by AI? So I wonder what jobs he's applying at where they just want AI to do all their work for them. It must be companies that he must just be talking about, specifically like the copy part of the company where they have just copywriting, is my guess.
AIs do everything for them, so.
Because, like, I'm guessing they still have a marketing team. It's just like they're getting rid of specific positions in the marketing team that AI can do pretty well right now, or even better than some people.
There it is. It happened. And since then, I've been doing nothing. I've just been gaming, and I'm trying to upskill and learn new stuff, so maybe I can be useful in different ways. I'm learning 3D modeling and Blender. I'm learning some game design. I don't know. I'm doing a bunch of stuff, but none of them are making me any money, or neither do they have the potential of making me money because I'm not good yet. It's not like with writing, where I've been doing it all my life, and I could actually work in it. And
yeah, I wonder. I don't know. Like, if you're a writer with AI, I'm not super familiar with how good AI is with writing in general. But I wonder if there's going to be a place for writers soon, right? I think that more so there's going to be a place for managers of AI. So in other words, like finalizing, if it's writing, for example, finalizing the end product versus the AI will create like the first version, and then you feed it instructions to refine it or whatever, and then over time you come up with the final version. And so people will be able to be more of like a manager of the final product, or the producer of the product, versus, and then AI is going to do all the different components, like all the steps, like copywriting and whatever other steps there are, instead of having all those people being those individual components as the AI, and then you're just the producer, you're the director. So I wonder if in the near future we're all going to be directors of AI in whatever fields we're in. I think that's maybe a good way to look at it, which tells me that we should all be skilled at learning. We should all be learning how to become skilled at directing AI.
Be productive and useful and make money and whatever, but this time it's different. It's awful. And I don't know, I just wanted to talk about it. I saw this guy, there's this video that went viral of a guy saying he lost his job, like now, as a graphic designer. I'm thinking, it's been fucking a year or whatever, or two years since I've lost my job as a copywriter. And now graphic designers and other sort of creatives, like in the workplace, are thinking that they're going to lose their jobs. It's like copywriters were the first to go. And every copywriter, not every, but like a lot of copywriters I've talked about, just like kind of want to tell you that you're bad at your job, or like they want a virtue signal that they're better, or they can find clients because they're good, or I don't know what they're trying to do. Point is, that was GPT-3. I lost my job to GPT-3, not GPT 3.5 or 4 or 4 Turbo or O or any of that, right? That was just GPT-3. Was enough to replace me as a copywriter. And you might think I was bad, and I'll give you that, it's fine. But that's not really the point. The point is, I can't find a job anymore. So I guess what I'm saying is subscribe, because this is what I'm doing now.
But see, again, what he's doing now is good, though. He's looking at his options and being like, social media, like creating your brand, I guess, I don't know what we call it, your brand, your following on social media is probably the way to go for a lot of people right now. Yeah. So he's working on that. So he's working on building his following, which if you have a following, you can make money. So like you can create a business around that.
Oh God. I mean, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, but I never thought that this might be my only chance, because other than that, I think I'd have to open and run my own business or something like that, because
I would suggest that too.
Concerned, copywriting is that I don't think you're like, yeah, the high level, very high level copywriters, the very high level marketing writers are going to keep their jobs. Not every writer is going to lose their job, but a lot of them will. A lot more than I think anyone has an idea. Anyway, another point. So this was the whole video. I don't know what I'm going to do now.
Yeah, so that's a good point. I mean, like, so what he said, AI, maybe AI is as good as like lower level copywriters right now, which is good for some people and bad for people like him. The people it's good for is the companies who are like, basically AI is democratizing, I guess you can call it, making it lowering the bar of entry for copywriters. So now instead of hiring someone and spending lots of money hiring someone to do the copywriting for you, you spend $0 to $20 a month with AI who can then do lower level copywriting for you as a business. So as a business starting out, you can do a lot more now with a lot less money or zero money because of AI. But of course, the converse side of that is people like this will lose their jobs. So it's good in some ways, and then in this way you could say it's bad. However, I look at it as this is what happens, and so I think that I also need to be aware of this, and be like, okay, let me just make sure that I have a couple other options I'm working on right now. And one of them I'm doing is trying to build my following online. So that's why I'm shooting videos like this, is so that I can be more of like entertaining, maybe news or educational on YouTube. And podcasts are still blowing up right now. So there's a lot of opportunities online to build an audience and to provide value online that will then turn into a business.
I'm gonna keep trying to work on 3D modeling and my YouTube and see what I can do. But if you happen to be in the same position, let me know down in the comments. Tell me what you're doing about it, if it's happened to you, or if you think that it's my fault that I lost my job and not AI's fault. But seriously, I've been applying to thousands of jobs.
Oh my gosh, these dogs! I don't know if the mic's picking up the dogs barking out in the living room, but I do appreciate his being so open.
Just nothing. And yeah, at first I wanted to stay delusional and be like, okay, I'm still gonna find a job and all of that, but finding a job is not the point for me. Like, that's not. I can go find a job. It doesn't matter. I think if like 20 years from now to 30 years from now, what am I going to be doing? Am I still going to have this job? Am I still going to be useful in this capacity or whatever? And it doesn't feel like it. And I feel like even if I learn 3D modeling and any of that, at some point this AI is just going to be good enough to do it by itself. I mean, you already have like the Google's new model and OpenAI's new.
Yeah, like he's smart to be thinking 20 years ahead, and like in 20 years, how much is AI going to be doing? Probably a lot. Probably a lot. So then we have to be thinking, so maybe this guy that was like, get a trade job, trade like electrician or plumbing. I mean, he might not be wrong here. Now that I think about it, you may want to start looking at things like that, trade jobs, and then turning that into a business, service jobs. That's stuff that AI can't do, not until they come out with robots. right? So like stuff that humans have to do physically, probably because if AI is going to be doing all this digital stuff or stuff that requires thought, then what else is there? I mean, there's also, I think there's going to be a lot of room for individual creativity or human creativity, but I think that a lot of that's going to be like using an AI to create stuff. So then what's left? Well, it's physical jobs, service jobs. Yeah. What else is there? It's a good point.
And like, where you can just basically have the camera open all the time and GPT can just read your screen and all of that. And Microsoft announced like recall and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, who knows where this is gonna go? I'm sending this video out into the void that is the internet, and not expecting anything really. I'm just gonna put this out there and let it be. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I would ask you to like and subscribe, but I don't know why you'd do that, honestly. This channel is garbage, but I want to keep working on it and keep uploading and see where this gets me. So anyway, that's it.
Honestly, this guy's smart. And I like how he said that, because that's how I think too with my YouTube videos. I'm like, I could ask you to like and subscribe, but like that's just a thing that people say. Like it's just like repeating what other people say. Like, you're gonna subscribe if you like what I'm doing, and I don't think I'm doing enough right now to warrant a lot of people subscribing. So like, I don't do that really. I mean, I kind of do it for fun now, like at the end of the video. So if you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. I just want to see what else he's doing here real quick. Google deletes podcast. So let me see. Chatting with an AI about jobs. So like, yeah, he's being smart here. He's now working on, this was 5 hours ago, so this was today. Well, he needs to do more instead of, I guess he could do like one a week or whatever, but he did one video 10 days ago and then this one 5 hours ago. I'm trying to do one a day. Because I see the numbers go up when I do a video a day versus like one a week or more, or less rather. Chatting with an AI about jobs. So yeah, it's cool that he's like exploring AI on YouTube. I think if he gets into that space, if AI is big now and it's going to be huge later, what space would you want to be in? Probably AI, right? So if you're not coding AI, if you're not like smart enough to do that, or haven't done that training or whatever, if you're not like creating an AI, if you don't have the millions of dollars to create an AI business, then what are you going to do? Well, you can talk about AI on YouTube. So that's probably a good idea, right? So that's what I think. Yeah, it was just a little bit enlightening. I like the guy, and that's all. Like, share, and subscribe.